Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our virtual faculty meeting for today. We want to go on in. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our faculty meeting for today. We're going to go ahead and jump in and get started. For this week, we will not have JMB Times because of this virtual faculty meeting, but I did want to say happy birthday to Meg today. Hope on Thursday, and Catherine Green on Saturday. All right, couple of housekeeping things. First, if you'll please make sure that you click on this link once you get the PowerPoint or Google Slides to go ahead and vote by this Thursday for Teacher of the Year and Support Employee of the Year. However, this year there is not a Volunteer of the Year, primarily because we haven't been able to open our school buildings to our visitors. So we're just voting on those two things this year. Also, PLCs will be tomorrow when it is actually Wednesday. For some reason, I woke up thinking today was Wednesday. But all will attend for this one for ACES training from guidance. This is a district requirement that we had to get in within this school year, and really good information, especially for our population and things that we do deal with frequently. Continue to reiterate mask wearing and water bottles, especially with it getting warmer, with the water bottles and having make sure they're properly nourished. And then also, I thought this was funny that here we are now. Granted, our district has been face to face for 5 days a week, but others have not. But yet, we still are going to take the teacher, student, and parent state surveys this year. And guess what? They didn't change the questions. So that'll be even better. So we'll be sending more information about this soon. But will be good to see some data. The only good thing that did come out of this, only our 5th grade students will take this survey, which stays the same, but now all parents take this survey. And in the past, they've only done 5th grade students, so at least that does make that part a little bit better. But again, we'll send you more information about that coming up soon. Wanted to say a huge congratulations and kudos to pre-K. They had their successful CertUp evaluation yesterday. That is when the state comes in and evaluates our pre-K program at each school, and they did a phenomenal job. And also, fire drill will be this Friday at 1:50 to take care of our state requirement for this month. I've attached the April and May newsletter there for you. I noticed that it is combined, so this will technically be the last one of this school year. And our plan is to share it on our platforms tomorrow once we get final things corrected on there and make sure that everything's good to go with that tomorrow. All right, staffing for 21-22. I did want to put this in here because I mentioned it in the JNB Times, but currently, as it is every year, we are toward the end of the staffing hoopla because of Title I. As of right now, I still don't have numbers for Title I for the next school year, so we're still waiting on that to be able to fully plan. It's like writing a check without knowing how much you have left in your budget. You can't go over what's in your checking account. So that's basically what we're having to make sure that we don't do when it comes time to spending Title I, because Title I does take care of quite a bit of our salaries. So we need to make sure that we can cover those. Overall, though, there will not be many changes or movement that we have planned at this time. So I wanted to go ahead and give you that heads up and keep you in the loop about how that's going to go for right now until we have our next move with the Title I money. Also wanted to go ahead and let you know this and get this on your calendar primarily so you can plan. Chromebook collection for face-to-face students. Regina will be here on June 2nd, and she will be collecting all of JMB that particular day. So essentially, I just want to make sure that you're aware of that because you will obviously need something for them to be doing after June 2nd. On June 4th, that was the last date that we discussed together as principals in the principals meeting for SDOC at home collection. And with that one, they would be bringing the computers to the schools to check in across the district on that one particular day. That may change a little bit to June 4th and June 7th. Not sure about that. But also Office of Instruction is going to handle possibly a choice board for the rest of the days for SDOC at home. That's still being made, and I'll follow up with you once I know. But for right now, those are the dates for Chromebook collection for this school year. All right, very important. If you are in need of PD or are seeking PD, or if you just want great classes, this is one of those things that I think would be very beneficial, especially for our early teachers to have. But really, I think that any teacher could benefit from this, that has anything to do with educating students, because we are looking mostly at that literacy component. Plus, this is free, which you can't beat free. It is 8 graduate credits, and it does complete 2 of your Read to Succeed requirements. I've linked a paper at the top for you to review that has more information, so definitely click on that if you are interested. But if you have any questions about specifics, please see Rebecca King no later than May 7th. And if you don't know, Rebecca is now the head of reading recovery for SDOC for our entire school district, and she will step into that role for next school year. So congratulations to Rebecca, but that's who you need to see if you have any questions about these courses. Great opportunity. Strongly encourage all of our pre-K through 2 to have that. Great information. All right, FastBridge and interventions. First, a celebration. They shared these 2 pictures down at the bottom that I just snipped from the presentation and put down here below to not have every school there, but to at least show ours. So I know you don't get the full effect by looking at other schools and how they're doing, but I will tell you, JMB data was great. Do we have some growth? Yes, but so does everybody. But our data was really, really good in comparison. Primarily, I think this is primarily due to us jumping on FastBridge from day one and running with it and learning as much as we could as we went along. Also, major props and kudos to Carrie for going and getting all that background information, helping us out as much as possible, as well as just the professional development that was offered by the district to help us when they could. But if you look at the top picture is kindergarten and first grade and their fall and winter screening. And with their colors, they do not have the dark blue like the bottom picture. They just have the light blue. But you can tell from the fall, the first colors, to the second set of colors, same line. So this one right here to this one right here, you see first instant more blue growth. Blue is what we want to see. Blue is better. And decreasing with the darker salmon color. So that's great. So that's basically telling us that FastBridge screening is showing us that the interventions that we're using in the classroom are helping our children, as well as our tier 1 curriculum and instruction to hit the 80% of the kids in our classroom, that it is focusing and emphasizing that for us, and it is improving. So we want to continue that. Also, a side snippet, MAP scores look really good. Can't wait to share those with you next. But definitely some areas of growth as usual, but those are definitely some things that we can work on, and just great overall growth for our kids. All right, so the second one down here is our 2nd through 5th grade universal screening for fall and winter. So if you look at this one, you notice that for the most part, the blue areas remain the same and the darker salmon is not changing as much. So it's not as much growth, but the biggest thing is in comparison to others and in comparison to just JMB kids, we did not lose that much ground when we're talking about our FastBridge and our interventions for our kids. Plus, if you think about it, in my mind, those older kids have a little bit more gaps to fill if there are concerns with their academics. But again, overall, JMB is killing it when it comes to FastBridge. So from here on out, I will go ahead and tell you and prepare you, there will be changes to SST across the district for next year, and we're going to start planning for that and how that will look. But the great thing for JMB is, unbeknownst to us, it is actually going to be very much in our favor, because what this state and ultimately the district is suggesting is exactly what we do in MTSS Kid Talk during our PLC meeting. So that will continue. There'll be a slight change with the actual SST meetings. But if you've got kids right now in your classroom that if you thought to yourself, either this child needs additional support or they may be looking at self-contained or special ed down the road, they need more services, do not stop with your FastBridge interventions now. Now is not the time. Yes, we've got 3 screeners and we've got those scores in, but now is not the time. Take that spring screener information and continue your FastBridge interventions. Biggest thing though, keep it consistent. You do not want to do just 2 days here and 2 days 2 weeks later and 1 day here and then, or even just put information in. You want to keep it consistent and do your progress monitoring once per week and keep that into the system. That way, at the start of next year, we're not wasting the time getting data from our kids that we already knew needed the support. So again, bottom line, still conduct your interventions per your data for spring and continue to focus and emphasize your tier 1 curriculum and instruction in your classroom. Remember, that's for your 80% of your kids, what's working for them. I put this back in here from last time, just as a reminder, if you're looking at the 21-22 calendar. Field day. Right now, the plan is to do a field day with the date of May 21st. This is all planned, and this is all just some ideas coming to head and me telling Gibson, like, what can we do? Can we do this type thing? So he's actually working on that right now. But I do want to warn you, this is not a typical JMB field day in any way possible. But I did want our kids to have something that resembled that and something that they could enjoy this day. Very difficult. I'm looking at doing some kind of stations where a grade level is out at one time, but I did want you to go ahead and set this day aside for a potential field day and more information and scheduling to come. Again, just reminders, COVID updates, we are to follow all COVID protocols for the remainder of this school year. And at this point, there should be no combining of classes, especially if there's a sub in the building. We should not be combining or having somebody else watch certain kids. We've got to make sure that we're keeping up with that and not violating those protocols. All right, graduations and awards. I want you to really know the why behind this information. So in case you hear this out in the community, because I have heard this as well, why are we doing virtual graduations when everybody else is doing something that's in person? So all elementary schools across the district made the decision in March and revisited it again in April to say that we were only doing virtual graduations. Primarily, our reason is no one has enough space to include their 5th grade students, their teachers, and parents, even if we were to limit parents, safely in a school building. We are a prime example of that where we have no room for that to happen. So we are doing the next best thing that we can do by offering it in virtual. So our kids will be, as well as our 5th grade teachers and kindergarten teachers, depending on the graduation that you're referring to. And that's actually wrong. I'll go back and change that. But 5th grade is at 1 o'clock on June 7th in the cafeteria, not 9. But those will be in the cafeteria, virtual only. If you are not kindergarten or 5th grade, it is totally up to you what you want your awards days to look like. But again, it will not be in-person parent and guardian visitors. And if you want to stream it or if you want to put a recording up, that is totally up to you. But you make that decision as a grade level would be the best way to get that. All right, I'm not going to review these 3 slides because you can read these, but I just wanted to include upcoming dates for April, May, which looks very busy, and then in June. I did want to point out one thing in May. I'm very thankful to say that we were able to get our senior walk scheduled for Walhalla High School. But if you look on May 14th, we do have 2 or 3 seniors from Seneca High School coming. That will be here at 1 o'clock. And actually one of them is their valedictorian that came from JMB. So awesome accomplishment. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and let me know. And I hope that you all have a fantastic day.